Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So Donald Trump is facing impeachment once again. They're arguing over it because apparently I watched a video earlier, an interview with Nancy Pelosi and Leslie Stahl or whatever for 60 Minutes, and she was saying that Mike Pence left her and Chuck Schumer on hold for 20 minutes and never came back to the phone, and they still haven't gotten a call back. I don't know when that was filmed exactly. I was looking at the news and I don't see that they've actually gotten a hold of Mike Pence or that he's made any sort of decision as far as all of this goes right now. So let's see what the cards have to say about this. Everybody knows I'm alternately a fan of Nancy Pelosi and terrified of her at the same time. She's the way that she was talking about Trump, he's deranged, he's dangerous. I was like, girl, we all see that now. Spirit, please join us and answer any questions that we have in regards to Donald Trump. What is going on with his last 10 days in office? Will he actually face impeachment? Thank you, Spirit, for joining us and answering any questions that we have in regards to Donald Trump. Thank you, Spirit. Well, his last 9 days, actually. Sorry, everything I was watching on there earlier was from last night, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll do a separate reading around, what is coming with Biden's transition and his inauguration and everything else. I just wanted to look at Donald Trump and not make this too long, so I was trying to catch up on requests and readings and all of that before my appointments start for the day. And if you guys wanted to book your own personal private reading with me, all my information is in the description box below, and you can use code Barbie all in caps for 25% off your reading. So they're definitely going to try to get him impeached. It's about Spirit saying convincing the Republicans to do it, because they're sort of the mindset of okay, fine, even if we've walked away from him, now that they've basically peeped that there's not gonna be any way to turn things around and they're not going to win this election somehow or another, it's too late. So a lot of people obviously have been leaving the Trump administration and no longer supporting him, pulling away from him. But at the same time, they're kind of yeah, but it's over. Do we need to go that far? However, with this Judgment card, the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, I actually feel even though it's going to take a minute for this to happen, I do see that there is definitely a possibility that it will. Nancy Pelosi also feels are you kidding me? I've told you guys, do you not see the truth finally now? Hello? This is why I've been so determined to get this man out of here. She's kind of, while she's pissed at everything that's happened, it's kind of in your face. Y'all didn't want to take me serious. Now you have to. This is the person that you guys have been standing behind. So let's see, because that was just the overview of what's going on. Spirit, are they going to actually be able to impeach Trump? Now, keep in mind, obviously, because a lot of people are why are we impeaching him anyways if he has to go? Or can't we just install Pence instead, to take over until he's gone? The problem with that is that if we don't, then he still gets all the taxpayer benefits of having his travel paid for, security for life, all that kind of stuff. on top of being eligible to still run again in 2024, which is what they're trying to strip him of those opportunities and rights so that he can't do anything like this again. So as of right now, the House of Representatives is presenting the articles of impeachment. So we shall see what the cards have to say about that. They actually will be getting this to happen. I mean, I just think that this is like the perfect irony too. He tried to act like the Obamas were just like these ghetto awful people with no class and we're always breaking all these rules and everything. And I'm like, look at how the end of your presidency is going. This is freaking embarrassing. We always look at Nixon as some sort of embarrassment and stain on our history. And I'm like, hello? Do we not see like what's going on? Like, I don't know, as an American, I feel so embarrassed right now over this. I'm just like, oh my God, this last 9 days cannot go fast. So, whoops. Drop something. Chariot, Ace of Wands, and Seven of Wands. There's definite determination to go after him for sure. Especially Queen of Cups and the Empress. There's definitely women behind the scenes on both parties that are actually going to be able to talk people into coming together to do this. So there is the Justice card followed by the Ace of Pentacles. You guys, I really do think that they are going to actually get him impeached. I think it's probably, again, you know, gonna take some time for that to happen because they have to convince other people. But it's talking about here him doing more-ish that's going to lead to this like having to happen. So keep in mind while they're introducing these things, these articles of impeachment and going through the process and everything, Trump is still in office. He still does have some power. He still does have opportunities. He's very like in this like, I just need to win. I need to fix these things for myself. I need this to happen. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to do that. And F you, like, it's just like this petty, childish, like revenge mode kind of thing. And I keep getting a lot of fear behind him too, like, of what's to come. Not like so much the impeachment stuff. I feel like he's like legit terrified of legal issues and people coming to collect and coming to after him, like after, you know, the shit that he has done. Because we've seen that Iraq and Iran both want to arrest him now. Which, again, I keep saying, is this not the perfect irony? So many people went to jail by being associated with you. So where's like the two worst places that you could think of going to prison in this world? Iran, Iraq, North Korea, like Russia, like. So it would kind of only be fitting that Trump would be in jail like in Iraq or somewhere like that. I know we don't have any extradition treaties with any of those countries, but I mean, by all means. I know a lot of the people in our own government didn't agree with it when he did go after that general, which is why they're, you know, trying to come after him and arrest him. So that's why I was like, I wonder if our own government actually would like make like, hey, this is where he is, come pick him up. We'll ask about that in a minute, but Spirit, why is Trump so stuck on not just going away quietly? And does he really truly believe that he actually won this election? Spirit, what? I need to know. Okay. He really, okay, this makes sense as to the fear. Because here he comes with the Three of Cups, the Emperor, Five of Swords, and Four of Pentacles. He's really afraid that his alliances with certain people are going to cost him. Not just cost him in the sense of, you know, I no longer am able to get away with certain things like, you know, in America anymore, because obviously people are holding my fear or connections, you know, with North Korea, Russia, like those kinds of things, like against me. But it's also talking about him being afraid of them coming after him too. Like, oh, like you don't have any power anymore. Like, F you, like we're done. So he is very terrified of the outcome. You guys, deep down inside, he also knows that there's big karma that's going to come to get him. Again, remember, I've told you, these people in power use astrologers, psychics, witches, all of that. So somebody has warned him. Yeah, Six of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Five of Cups. He's also looking at this as, you know, I know that these people are determined that they're going to get me one way or another, meaning both, you know, people that he's no longer in good standing with since they can no longer use him because he doesn't have his position of power, but also Nancy Pelosi. He's terrified of Kamala Harris too, you guys. Kamala always shows up as the Queen of Wands in my polls, and he is terrified of her for some reason. He feels like she's gonna find things out that they'll hold against him. That's so funny because I made a joke yesterday about, like, you have a former prosecutor and DA who's going to be the vice president, and I was like, I wonder if Kamala is going to be sitting there for the first month, you know, like just digging through all the files in the computers, like, I know there's something in here. I gotta email this to Nancy right away, you know. But I was joking about that, but I was like, oh my God, he actually is afraid that she's gonna do that. There's a lot of stuff, you guys, and this is what Spirit keeps giving me, this vision of Biden just sitting there at times, like in his first couple months in office, being like, did he take these notes on this meeting in crayon? And it's literally like he's like drew like a little hangman in crayon, like he wasn't even paying attention, and it's just like looking through the stuff that Trump has done, like, what on God's green earth would anybody do that? Like, just dumb shit that we don't even know about. Like, he told everybody to start filing everything that was supposed to be under the letter C under Z, just because in his head C is an actual letter and Z is better or something. Like, stuff like that. But Biden's just like, what in the hell was wrong with this man? Spirit, is Iraq and Iran going to arrest Donald Trump? Is Donald Trump going to go to jail in Iraq or Iran? Thank you. I don't think the Saudi family is going to save you from that one either. If he gets impeached and loses his government and security, he's gonna go broke having to pay for his own security with the amount of people that are coming for him. They won't, but they're definitely determined to get him. So he definitely is gonna have to really watch his back when he's traveling, because there is a lot of foreign enemies that want to literally put justice out there for the things that they perceive him to have done against them. I don't feel like they're actually going to be successful, but I mean, if they felt like, oh, there's a plane that he's on that we could blow up or something like that, he definitely has a lot of threats against him from other people. Not good, dude. Not good. Alrighty. Spirit, is Donald Trump going to run in 2024? Thank you. Will Donald Trump run for president again in 2024? I kept getting to, like, you know how it is right now. Somebody can run under independent, like a Bernie Sanders or an AOC or something like that, and it's like, if they're not necessarily a part 100% of the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, then you can't, you know, really get too far in your election process or your campaigning process. I keep feeling like the Republican Party is actually going to split into two, guys. Democrats, maybe, but I feel like the Republican Party is going to first, because it's going to be the staunch old people who are being like, oh my God, but he did win the election. And then the Republicans who are sort of like, okay, listen, guys, like, I don't necessarily want to be a Democrat, but, like, I don't believe in all this nonsense that y'all pulling either. I don't want to be involved with this. And so we might end up with something else, you know, a third party that's actually going to stand up and demand that they be taken as seriously as the two-party system that we have now. And that'll happen over the next decade. I'm surprised. I mean, I think that this was the beginning of that happening, but I'm surprised that it hasn't fully happened yet after all of this that has gone down. But I definitely think it's the start of us seeing things like that start to happen, where we actually will have these other parties like independent and whatnot that are able to actually get somewhere. And I keep hearing AOC being a big part of like one of them. And it'll be like younger people too. Like, I don't want to be a part of like this established, I'm just a Democrat or I'm a Republican. It'll be like younger progressive people that go off and start these two new parties. He's gonna try. He's not gonna get very far. Regardless, even if he's impeached, I keep feeling him like trying to tell people like, oh no, like I can still run. Anybody can run. Like, he would try to push that narrative. But honestly, his own party's not going to back him, because they're just going to feel like, especially after everything that's happened, like, yeah, we're good. So, I don't, you know, again, there might be talk of it. There might be money spent. But I just keep feeling like he's going to be in the midst of all of these legal battles, that he's not even going to really, like, have the time or the energy to do it. He'll try to tell Ivanka to do it, though. If he felt like it wasn't going to work for him, he would try to tell Ivanka to do it. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if he came out and was like, me and Ivanka are ready for office. Because after everything that's happened, number one, he's going to think that if he has a female running mate, that's what's going to secure it for him. But also, it's like, the only person I can trust is my daughter. Spirit, actually, let's ask this. Spirit, what does Ivanka think of Donald Trump in this moment, what does she think about her dad? Thank you, Spirit. This is going a little longer than I planned on doing this reading because I hate reading Donald Trump's energy, but for some reason, still not as bad as Kris Jenner's, though, which is kind of terrifying. You know, at first, she really thought that people were just coming against her dad and attacking him and her and the rest of them for no reason. But now with the Seven of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Devil card, like underneath the, you know, the underlying energy of the situation, it's just like nobody can control him. He refuses to look at the facts. He refuses to listen to the good advice around him. And so she does see that her dad is just going to sabotage everything and ruin everything because he can't control himself. She's not, I mean, she's still going to stand by her dad because, let's face it, what other options does she have? Like, where could Ivanka go work instead? After all of this, where could she go? You know, she might be able to write a book and she might get like some sales out of it, but she wouldn't really get very far with anything else. So it's talking about not really having a choice in this situation, and with this Lover's card, having to still back up like what is, you know, her dad and still be partnered with him, even though she would really prefer to just walk away from this whole situation too. But she feels like her dad is expecting her to stand by his side, so she has to. Also, she knows that Melania is going to leave him behind all of this, so she feels like she's the person that's going to have to, like, take over. Like, dad's going to be alone. He's going to be going through the hardest time of his life. Like, I can't abandon him, too. Melania's like, what the prenup say? Yeah, I need all of that in a bag right now. Stick it in my suitcase. We're leaving. Oh my God. Like, Spirit just said Melania cannot wait to get the hell away from him. She's terrified of what's to come because of the shit that he's pulled and gotten himself into. So, anyways, guys, I mean, basically just all the stuff I said in my previous readings on Trump is, like, coming true. I know so many people wanted to give me so much shit behind that. But guess what? That's because I am a real psychic, not a fake psychic. Anyways, guys, love you all so very much. If you wanted to book your own personal private reading with me, all my information will be in the description box below. Trump is very much going to be on the defense. We're going to see him try to pull some more shenanigans. I just keep getting that, you know, there's a good chance that he's just going to be like, you know what, screw this. I don't want to deal with this anyways, and just leaves in the next week. But it's really going to depend on, you know, how much fight does he have in him to deal with Nancy Pelosi? Because if he feels like, oh, she's just determined that she's going to get me out of here one way or the other, and I don't really want to fight that battle, it's like we might see that, like, as of like this weekend, everybody's like, Trump's not in the White House anymore. He left. He went back to Mar-a-Lago and he quit. So it'll just depend, guys. But I love you all so very much, and I will see you again soon. Bye.